I really don't want to go. And I couldn't even like tell y'all why I don't want to go, but like I don't want to get out of this bed at all. And it's cold outside, like it's cold out there. And I'm so tired. Like I feel like all the excitement of like, oh, I got into grad school, all of that has worn off, and like the reality of getting up, going to class, commuting to class is all just like hitting me at once. Because I didn't really have time to think about it before because I was working. But now, like, the moment is here. Like, it's time to do the thing. And a part of me don't want to. But I'm gonna get up though. I've been debating whether or not to wear a mask to class, which really shouldn't be a debate anyway because COVID is so bad right now. But I also feel like when I wear a mask, it's like kind of isolating. I feel like it makes me like stand out, and people are like, oh, like why she got a mask on? What she got? Like I'm the sick one, and I feel like people be like, oh, we can't see your face. We don't know what you look like. We can't hear you. And I don't know. A part of me really doesn't care, but also I want to like socialize myself into this program and get to know everybody and the professors, like the other students. And so I feel like that, like even just wearing a mask is like a barrier to that. And so I think for like my first my first few classes I'm not gonna wear it, but then after that I probably am, just because I don't really feel comfortable when I don't have a mask on. And then when people like cough and sneeze, they just be all out into the air, and it fills me with so much anxiety, and it makes me so uncomfortable. And it's like, I don't know, even the fact that people are like okay with like being sick all the time, I'm not okay with that, not in the least little bit. So that's something that's like really on my mind, because I do like want to meet people, meet new people, make connections, all of that stuff that they say you're supposed to do in college. And I think it's different with grad school too, because like it's only 2 years, and these are like people that are going to be in my field, like professionals in my field that I'll probably like be able to see and interact with in the future. And so I think it would just be nice just like to get to know people, but I also want to protect myself. So that's something that's like on my mind. Okay, now let me tell y'all why all of my weeks always felt never ending. I live in Brooklyn, but I commute into the city for class. However, because of the way that my schedule is set up, I have morning classes on one day, then evening classes on another day, then morning classes and evening classes again. So it always feels like I'm always coming or going, getting on the train, getting off the train, and commuting. I feel like Washington Square Park is so loud and chaotic and kind of funky, which makes it like a microcosm of, I don't even know if it's the right word, but like a micro universe of all of New York. Like, I don't like it over there. I know people are like, oh, go sit in Washington Square and da da da, but I don't like that. And it's really like not nowhere else to sit on campus for real, because you know what's so weird too is that like so many of the outside benches and stuff like that are not boarded off, but like gated off, and they have like security and stuff. And I can only assume that's because of like all of the protests that happened earlier this year. So they're like, oh, y'all want to protest? Well, now y'all can't even sit outside, which is crazy. And also, I'm really starting to feel like I'm feeling like all of the effects of working compounded with all of the effects of school. Because before I was like, okay, like, yay, I quit my job, like I'm done with the corporate world. But I don't think, for one, I even realized like how tired and how exhausted I was, like physically and mentally, because of that job. Because like we were understaffed, we were chronically understaffed, and like I just think that whole leadership team was just like, well, y'all still get work done, so we're not gonna hire anybody else, which is crazy. And then because of that, like all of us, like me and my team and stuff, are all like overworked most of the time. And so everybody would always talk about like, oh, like burnout, we're all so burnt out. And honestly, I didn't really know like what burnout was, but I went and looked it up, and it was talking about how like you're like working all the time, it's like no reward in sight for you, and you're like emotionally exhausted, whatever. And I don't know, I read an article in Psychology Today, but it like perfectly described like that job. And it's like, on one hand, while I'm glad that I quit, I don't think I've like mentally, physically recovered from it. And then it's not like I'm just taking a break from life and going to like fix my mental health. I'm in grad school, which is another way like to get burnt out. And who's having a party? Anyway, and it's like, while I do care about this degree and like I want to go into this field and like have this career, at the same time, it's like that only does so much to stop you from being exhausted. And like, I don't know, even everybody I talk to is just like, yes, like I'm so tired and I'm so broke, and there's always something due, and I'm just like, this is just another way for me to get burnt out. And then it's just like, which I already knew, but it just shows you like there's just the way of life in the US is just not meant for you to be like happy, healthy, mentally, physically. And so at this point, I'm just trying to figure out like how to not be so tired all the time and like not lose my mind and get this degree. I feel like what nobody tells you about adult life is all the salad you'll eat. I feel like probably 50 to 75% of all of the lunches I've had over the last 5 years have been salads. Literally, don't go to grad school. Like, people are like, oh, like, don't go to grad school. And they're right, you shouldn't go. I sometimes I sit sometimes I sit in these classes and I feel like I'm being held hostage because they're so long. And I'm just glad it's Friday because I'm so tired. Like, and I'm tired of coming back and forth to campus too. And I just feel like everything is just everything is just happening so fast. Like, it just started and now it's just nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. And it's a lot. I wouldn't recommend this unless you absolutely have to. So far though, I like my program and meeting people is cool, but I'm just tired all the time. Like, I'm so tired all the time. But I feel like these like 2 years are gonna fly by so fast. Like, it's already about to be October now, and I just feel like after that, oh, this semester's gonna be over, then it's gonna be time for the start of next year, and then I'm gonna graduate, hopefully. And so it just is like everything is just happening so fast. It's low-key overwhelming. And it's not like I'm doing anything hard, but it's just low-key overwhelming. Like, it's just so much to do. Every day it's a form, it's an application, it's some paperwork, it's orientation. Oh, now there are all these events. You want to socialize with people in your program, like yeah. And it's just like I feel myself like leaving my body. It's like I'm out of body, like going into like autopilot almost. And I don't want to do that, but I'm just like I need to grab control of my life or something, because I'm like, Jesus, we're on a bullet train. I don't know. Don't go to grad school, y'all. People say don't go, and they're right. Don't go to grad school. Let's even forget about it being expensive. It's a lot. It's a lot for up here. And like, if you don't need it, then don't go. Don't go. For real.